If you've ever traveled between the UK and the United States, one of the most unexpected things you might have noticed is just how different the bathrooms are. Spend even a couple of hours in either country and you'll realize that from the plumbing to the light switches to the basic terminology that we use, bathrooms in the UK and the USA each have their own unique quirks. Now let's start with one of the most discussed and obvious differences, and that is the taps, or faucets as we say in the US. In the US, almost every sink, whether it's in a bathroom or in a kitchen, has a mixer tap. That is a faucet with a single spout where hot and cold water blend together. You turn a single handle or two separate ones, but the water always comes out of the same place. In the UK, however, you can still find two separate taps, one for hot water and one for cold water. If you want warm water, your choices are to keep kind of switching your hands between the two streams. You can plug the sink and mix the water in the sink, or just deal with it. This is a difference that often baffles Americans because we're just not used to it, but there's a historic reason behind it. Older UK plumbing systems draw hot water from a separate tank, usually stored in the loft, and cold water from the main supply. Mixing those directly is a contamination risk, and even though plumbing standards have modernized, the design has stuck around in some homes and businesses. Next up, the toilet. Toilets look similar on both sides of the Atlantic at first glance, but the mechanics around using them is different. In the US, most toilets use a siphon jet flushing mechanism. When you flush, water rushes from the tank into the bowl with pretty considerable force, creating that very distinct and often loud sound of an American toilet flushing. It uses quite a bit of water, around 1.6 gallons, which is about 6 liters per flush in modern toilets, though older ones can use even more. British toilets tend to use a different system called a drop valve or flapper mechanism, and many of them come with dual flush buttons. You'll usually see 2 buttons on top of the tank, and it's all about water conservation. The UK, with its older infrastructure and higher water costs in many areas, have placed a much stronger emphasis on reducing water usage. One other thing that confuses Americans is that we often find it strange that British toilet bowls have less standing water in them. In the US, based on how their toilets work, the water level in the bowl is considerably higher. In the UK, it's lower, and this changes the way that the system works and flushing sounds. Now, here's a surprise for many Americans visiting the UK. We wonder, where are the outlets in the bathroom? In the US, every bathroom has at least one standard outlet, typically 120 volts, often located near the mirror or the sink. You use it to plug in electric razors, toothbrushes, hair dryers, etc. These outlets are usually GFCI protected, meaning they'll shut off automatically if water is detected. This is a safety feature built into modern building codes. But in the UK, the rules are much stricter. Due to concerns about electrical safety and wet environments and the higher voltage in the UK, full power outlets of 240 volts are not allowed in bathrooms. The only outlets or sockets allowed in a UK bathroom are specially designed shaver sockets or shaver points, which are usually mounted into the wall somewhere near the mirror. And these are meant only for electric shavers or toothbrush chargers. If you want to use a hairdryer or a hair straightener in the UK, you're probably doing it in your bedroom, not your bathroom. Now, here's something that you probably wouldn't expect to be a cultural divide of something found in a bathroom, and that is deodorant. But believe it or not, even the way people in the UK and the US think about deodorant is different. In the United States, the clear favorite is solid stick deodorant. Walk down any American pharmacy aisle and you'll be greeted by row after row of solid sticks, often with twist up applicators. For me, this is just what I always thought deodorant was. I had no concept that there were other options until I moved to the UK, because contrast that with the UK, sprays and roll-on deodorants are much more commonly used. You can still find stick deodorant, but they're far from the norm. British bathrooms often feature aerosol cans of deodorant, both standard sprays and dry sprays. Roll-on is also very popular, which applies a liquid formula via a small rolling ball, and it looks like this. Speaking of deodorant, I've partnered with Wild. It's a new kind of deodorant that I haven't even mentioned yet, and that is refillable. Wild products come in reusable cases like this one with plastic-free refills, so you keep the case case for life, and you simply replace the refills inside. I'm starting to try Wild because of the natural ingredients. Their formulas are all certified vegan and cruelty-free, and there are no aluminum salts. Now you can choose your own reusable case. I have this adorable Paddington one of my favorite British characters, if you didn't know, and I'm currently using the orange marmalade refill, which of course goes with the Paddington theme, because I love a theme. Now Wild is a great option if you want to try a natural deodorant that still offers 24-hour protection. I've been using it in the heat wave, and I can confirm that it works. Now you can use my discount code GIRLGONE20 to try Wild and get 20% off all Wild products. Now the code doesn't last long, so make sure to click the link in the description, or you can scan the QR code on screen to get access to the 20% off code and discover the other benefits of Wild. Now closely related to the electricity issue is the matter of light switches. In the US, you walk into a bathroom and you hit the wall switch. Easy. In newer buildings, that switch might also control a fan as well as the light. This is just what we're used to. In the UK, however, it's common to find the light switch outside the bathroom door, and that's what people here are used to. If there is a switch inside, it's often a ceiling-mounted pull cord. You just reach up and give it a pull. Sometimes it makes a satisfying click. Now, why these differences? Again, it comes down to safety. UK building codes are very cautious about minimizing the risk of electric shock in bathrooms. Wet hands and electricity/light switches don't mix. So the idea is you're less likely to electrocute yourself with a pull cord or by turning on the light before you enter the room. Again, to American visitors, this can be confusing when you instinctively look for that wall switch next to the door inside the bathroom that just isn't there. Now let's talk about the actual bathing part of the bathroom. In the US, it's very common to have a combined bathtub and shower with a curtain rod and shower curtain. Standalone showers are definitely found, especially in master bedrooms, but in many homes, especially in suburban or older ones, the tub shower combo is kind of the default. Hot water is provided via a central water heater, whether that's gas or electric, and you get hot water from any faucet in the house. In the UK, the setup is a little bit more varied. Many homes have a bathtub with a handheld shower head, often mounted to the wall, sometimes not. In some bathrooms in the UK, the shower is not powered by water pressure alone, but instead uses an electric shower unit. These units heat water on demand, independent of the home's boiler or water heater. It's efficient and ensures you never run out of hot water, but it can mean lower pressure and temperature limits at times. American bathtubs also tend to be shorter to the ground than British ones, and oftentimes shorter lengthwise as well when it comes to the usable space within the bath. This is one of the most confusing aspects of all because on the average, Americans are larger than Brits, so surely they would need the space more, but no, the British have it right when it comes to bathtubs. They're bigger and more spacious. And let's not forget that Americans and Brits often don't even agree on what to call the bathroom. In the US, bathroom is a universal term, whether or not it has a bath. If there's a toilet, sink, maybe a shower, it's a bathroom. Public bathrooms, same term, no baths. In the UK, bathroom usually implies a room with a bath or a shower, which makes sense. If it's just a toilet and a sink, it's more commonly called a toilet, WC, or even a cloakroom. In more casual speech, you might hear the word loo. People will know what you're talking about if you ask to use a bathroom in the UK. One Americanism that is definitely not heard as much is restroom. And that works in America similar to the word bathroom, so again, we're kind of looking for the toilet, but we don't say toilet like that. Now that brings me to the end of this video. I hope you learned something new about British and American bathrooms. Comment below, let me know your thoughts. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.